Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the Sun in conjunct the midheaven in a natal chart. Now, first off, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in a natal chart. They're a little bit concise, and some people may have referred to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is, well, if you have the Sun in conjunct the midheaven in a natal chart, there may be an adjustment, which is the inconjunct between the basic ones, which is the Sun, and a career-related matters, which is the midheaven. And there may be a lot of strong vacillation between the two energies. One or the other may be overemphasized. There may be too much emphasis on attaining the basic wants, which is again the Sun, and things that are career-related endeavors, again, which is the midheaven. If the Sun is in the zodiac sign Cancer, say, there may be basic wants may be tied in, with home, related matters, family, introversion, safety, security. Let's say if somebody has the midheaven in Aquarius, career-related matters may be tied in. It could be like astronomy, computers, electronics, meteorology, aviation, astrology, as some examples, innovation even. And there may be some, vacillation, between wanting to shine, which is the Sun, in business, and then it really, in terms of business-related matters, there may be times where the person, may really truly want to shine, in things that are business-related, and there could be other times where the person may be downright apathetic regarding those matters. Let's say if the midheaven is in Capricorn, as an example, those business-related matters may be tied in, to dentistry, accounting, masonry, construction, architecture, accounting. It could be doing something with information, technology even, and there could also be, if you have the Sun in conjunct the midheaven in a natal chart, the dominant parent in older people, which is the midheaven, may either, at times play a very, dominant role in one's life, which is the Sun, or just it may seem that they're just downright oblivious to you in other instances. Now, the thing is, let's say if you have your Sun, let's say if you have, the midheaven in Aries, the dominant parent, which is often the father in older people, maybe Aries, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply embody Aries characteristics. It could be people that are very aggressive, assertive, forceful, outspoken, direct, even pioneering, assertive, aggressive, things of that nature. And it could be as well, if you have, the Sun, again, the Sun in conjunct the midheaven in a natal chart, there may be too much or too little, attention, which is the Sun, on one's social status and stature in life, which is the midheaven. If the midheaven, say, is in Taurus, it could be, where somebody, as far as their social status and stature in life goes, it may be one where, the person may climb that ladder, so to speak, and improving the social status in a very deliberate, methodical, and plotting manner. If the midheaven is in Capricorn, say, it could be, something where the social status may be, done in a, in a way with where there's a lot of, seriousness, structure, discipline in connection with that, as another example. And as when you have inconjuncts, again, it could be a lot of vacillation and distortion of energy. It could be one or the other, in the aspect being, overemphasized, to the expense of the other energy. And The thing about this aspect too, again, if you have the sun in conjunct the midheaven in a natal chart, there may be at times where you're very extremely confident, which is the sun, in those qualities that are difficult to suppress, which is the midheaven. And then at times it could be just the opposite, where you don't may, those qualities that are difficult to suppress, you may be more, apprehensive regarding them in terms of their expression and how it's seen, by others. And going back to the midheaven and Aquarius again as an example, those qualities that are difficult to express can be ones that are, eccentric or unusual, could be idiosyncratic energy. I have my midheaven in Aquarius. It could be, where, the midheaven, say is in Gemini. It could be, the qualities that are difficult to suppress. Could be ones that are very, more loquacious, talkative, mercurial. It could be ones that are versatile, but at the same time, midheaven and Gemini could also, have some qualities that could be being contradictory, or being, a gossip, having a reputation for being a gossip. So there's good, naturally, and bad with that. So, there would be naturally, like if you have this aspect, it would be understandable where there could be certain supreme confidence in those qualities difficult to suppress, but then at other times not, because the midheaven, like all energies, can have the placement can have positive and negative expression. Now another way this aspect may manifest or pan out in the chart, it could be where the career, which is the midheaven, may at times feel like it's dominating your life, your existence, which is the sun. And other other could be where you may feel you have no life as a result, and other times you may be so concerned about the life, and then the career kind of takes a back seat um, to it. If you have the sun in Sagittarius as an example, it could be a life in which you do a lot of foreign traveling, expanding horizons, a life that is lived with much enthusiasm, exuberance, and optimism. One in which you may be outdoors a lot, or you're involved in sports related activities. So, as some examples. Now, also, too, if you have the sun in conjunct the midheaven in a natal chart, at times you may be either exceptionally conscious and cognizant and aware, which is the sun, of your reputation and public image, which is the midheaven, and other times you may just be apathetic about it and be just oblivious to this. Now, if you have your midheaven in Scorpio as an example, that reputation and public image can be of one that's very resourceful, resilient, has inordinate willpower, one that can be very empowering, transforming, passionate. As some examples, if the midheaven, say, is in Libra, it could be a public image and reputation that may be charming, tactful, diplomatic, refined, cooperative, and having the ability to compromise, being compromising when necessary. And the thing about it is, and again, the fact that the sun, is about, our confidence, our self-assuredness. I mean, there could either be, extreme, confidence, which is the sun, in doing things, just midheaven related, being successful in general, taking care of responsibilities, social status, stature, and like things of that nature. And other times have very little confidence in those things, because again, this inconjuncts could be a lot of back and forth, vacillation, distortion of energy, and having one energy being emphasized one moment and the other the next. um, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.